Hi guys, Puddin here with a game for you in my Tier 8 premium US battleship, the Massachusetts. Now, my captain skills are going to be priority target, preventative maintenance, expert marksman, basics of survivability, manual secondaries, AFT, and concealment. My modules will be protect my secondaries and AA, DAMCOM 1 and 2, longer shooting secondaries, and concealment. Now we all know that I cannot stand mountain range, and I asked BC, and I put a question mark at the end as a courtesy. I felt like I was in a generous mood. Now luckily for us, we are mid-tier and not bottom tier, but still wouldn't have mattered if we were bottom tier. Really haven't been on this top tier. But we are going to do what we can to support C because this is the side we spawned on. If we spawned on A side, we'd be helping B. But I was only going about half speed just to see what everybody was doing before just, hitting the gas and going for it. Now, there are going to be mistakes all over the goddamn place by myself, by the team. And you know what? My personal feelings are this. If you don't do it, no one will. If you don't go take the damage, nobody's going to go take the damage. If you don't try to make the play, nobody's going to try to go make the play. Lead by example, which is why I've been trying to be a little bit more courteous in chat, but still sometimes we just get a little bit salty. Now I'm trying to hold my shots to potentially get a cruiser broadside, or if one of our DDs miraculously spots another destroyer. Don't have much faith in the gentleman in B to actually spot the DD because he's sending broadside, he's not reversing in. The Kagero not spotting what's ever in C because that has to be what's spotting me because there's no way it's coming from B just from looking at my secondaries and my concealment. Now, mistake number one by me is I ignore this Neptune for way too long. Of course, I'm taking shots in on him right now, but I'm going to kind of ignore him and hope that somebody else gets him. And we're going to go back to, if you don't do it, nobody will. Now, the thing about the Mass is I do believe it gets DNC guns, and you know what, I kind of forget how lofty these are. This is my one and only game I played on Saturday because I just couldn't take it. I just felt like this is how the whole day was going to be. I'm like, you know what, instead of getting frustrated, I'm going to call it quits after one. And I see the Helena, I'm hoping it's going to turn sideways so I can just delete it. He's not turning, so I just take my shots aiming right at the bow. But unfortunately for me, I wasn't patient enough. And he turned and only ate one shell. Now, with where the Helena is going, where the DD is, there's nobody on the 10 line to try to push them out. Which is why I've always been a big believer in BC, because even if you're on the 10 line, you're still supporting the team, supporting the cap, unlike the 1 line on A side. Now, of course, the guys on A decided, no, we can take A. Let's go for it. I'm sure we can all guess how that's going to turn out. Now, if you did not know, my secondaries will not shoot until I select the target, and here becomes more impatience. I shoot too early, as the gentleman easily turns in, but luckily we got one shell dead. My secondaries will not shoot until I actually select the ship. Now, I'm not going to foolishly just push into a Helena, a Z, a Hipper, a Neptune, an Iowa, and a Bismarck. I believe I'm the second closest ship to these guys because, the DD shouldn't be spotted. Iowa's doing bow and reverse type like stuff, which I think it would have been better being a little bit more mobile. But I don't want to push into a Bismarck per se because, he's going to have a secondary build because most of them do. But I also don't want to give up this flank completely. Now, you know what, I take a shot in on the DD. You know what, because 1300 is 1300 less damage somebody has to do, but I'm not going to foolishly push out from this island with a DD sitting there in smoke with the battleship spotting for. Sorry about that. Is we lose 3 of our battleships. I believe the only thing left on A side is a Mogami and a Helena. So A side is not going extremely well because our cruisers, and I'm sure a couple of our battleships went to the 1-2 line as long as the enemy team, but you know what? They've got the ship advantage. They have at least one ship that could potentially cap that's on the 3 line. Now, I'm holding my shot for the Neptune. I'm waiting for him to make his turn. I do not suspect this guy to do a complete turn. I'm going to anticipate him to turn, to go bow out, and just run. So that's when I take my shot. I got my secondaries on the Bismarck, but I want to get rid of this Neptune. And instead of the Neptune just going straight like I thought he would, he goes full broadside. Well, I guess that's shame on me for failing to realize, well, maybe this guy just, I don't know, has a death wish and I failed to give it to him. But then he does another, like, really, like, Jesus, man, like, how, no offense, like, how stupid are you? Slows down, stops, and smokes. Full broadside. Now, I failed to take pop shots in on him to try to finish him. I actually have bigger problems to deal with right now. I have a Bismarck pushing me. Now, I do have one thing targeting me, and I thought it was the Bismarck. But it is not the Bismarck. It was the Neptune. So I see the Bismarck wasn't targeting me, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to make my turn and push into sea. We need to get this cap. We've kind of brought the ships back a little bit, but we are down a DD. Another, I want to say, mistake by me is not shooting at this destroyer enough. I should have shot at the destroyer, not at the Iowa. I should have just taken a chance and done more damage. Nobody seems to be able to hit this guy, shoot at the guy. I'm doing it too. I mean, trust me, you know, I'm not saying I played this one particularly smart, but I screwed that one up by not shooting at the DD. Somebody whacks the hipper, and I'm thinking, well, maybe we'll finish off the hipper. I really should have tried to take a pop shot in on the smoke cloud and delete the Neptune. Finish off the hipper, put my secondaries on the Z, and I'm going to push to the island in front of me where the Kagero is. Now I am turning my ship to try to get all of my try to get the rear turrets into play, but it really seems to only be my secondaries getting the hits. And because of where I'm pushing at, I cannot take a pop shot in on the Neptune, who is sitting on a sliver of health and is now going to pretty much get free damage upon me, because I'm not exactly going to push out, make a turn, make any sort of play on a DD or the Iowa, really, because the Asashio was now spotted in the area. Now, the only thing really saving me from the Asashio is the little island to, well, it's in front and to my right, so I'm like, well, I need to use that for cover. I'm not going to be foolish enough to push out to an Asashio. I am our only battleship alive. Now, the one thing that I do like about the Massachusetts is one, it is a secondary build. I enjoy brawling ships. I like getting up into the fight. I like taking the damage for the team. I just enjoy that. But the thing that makes this ship special for me is the fact of your heal is on a shorter cooldown than everyone else. I got my secondaries on Isashio, and of course they're going to get the cheeky kill steal and give me another close quarters. But once again, the Neptune's able to just, you know what, just do chipping damage. You know, every little bit helps in the end. Now, the Iowa shooting HE, not going to say he's right, not going to say he's wrong, because I don't know what kind of damage he was getting pumping AP into my bow. But as you saw, I did 9k to a Bismarck that was bow on. And look, I'm not going to fall up for your tricks, DD, because I noticed you were not on our cap, which meant you were going to do something. The last known thing was I was pushing forward and I slowed down, and one set of torps, second set of torps, not going to push out into torps. Iowa finally decides to make his play and go for it, but he had to give me broadside, and I punish him with a Citadel and 15k, along with all of my secondaries. But I do have my secondaries on the DD because we just need that guy dead. Now, I'm not going to turn my entire ship to get my rare turrets to go on that guy to potentially delete him. And it's at this point where I'm like, I've had enough of you, Neptune. We need to deal with him. What I'm going to try to stay bow on to the Iowa is, luckily for us, somebody finishes off the Iowa as I finish off the Neptune. I believe the Kikiro got most of the damage while the Helena shells came in, maybe. I'm not sure. I wasn't paying attention. Now, we know the DD was headed towards B, but I do suspect it's one of the Alabamas on B. Of course, I'm spotted by the destroyer, because if it was the Alabama, we would have kind of spotted each other, because we are very close to the same concealment. Now, I'm not going to maintain broadside against an Alabama, but it's at this point of the game where I look and I see one full health Alabama. I'm like, okay, I might be able to take him. Then I see the second full health Alabama, and really the thought that goes through my mind, sorry if this offends you, is, what the fuck did they do at A? Plain and simple. These guys aren't near full health. Okay, you lost it, but at least let these guys have some sort of damage. These guys have no damage. They haven't been hurt. We see a small cloud too.
Torpedoes to port.
The left of us, there goes Torps. This guy's just, I don't know. He's getting some real lucky shots when I wasn't spotted while he's sitting in smoke. Now, I'm not exactly going to push out and deal with 2 full health ships because I'm out of heals. This is all the health I have. I need to last as long as possible against these 3 guys. I do not know where I hit that guy to get a Citadel, but thank God I did. Once again, the DD to bite us in the ass is going to be the one to, if you didn't see it coming, going to cap B, because it's just going to go unspotted, cap it, because the Alabama's never going to get it because everyone's just going to be able to reset him. I do have my secondaries going on him. I should have switched my secondaries a little bit earlier, but they do take a couple seconds to start shooting at new targets. I noticed the Z's out of secondary range, so I put my secondaries on the Alabama on B, and I'm going to start dealing with the gentleman on, well, that is going to, well, the guy who's near full health. This is some of the reason why I do like secondary build ships that have, well, pretty much the German and the Massachusetts, you know, Bismarck, Frederick D. Grosser and D. Grosser Kurfürst, is, you know what, you can kind of deal with more than one ship at once. Now, unfortunately, the second Alabama is out of my secondaries, but my game plan is to pretty much reverse tank these guys so I could potentially have a just, I need to get out of here. Now I see that this Alabama's low health, and you know what, like Zach says, you need to shoot it till it's dead. I see he's on fire, and I'm like, okay, one shot, and this guy should be dead. I don't want to give the second Alabama too much of my broadside, which is why I'm still kind of maintain as much of an angle as I can up against that guy while using my rear turrets on the other guy who didn't die yet.
Fighter airborne.
We need to get these guys dead. We're still winning. But these guys are not giving up, and my hats are off to all of them. I did send out compliments to the DD and the Alabamas because you know what? They just never gave up. Shot at the second Alabama even though it was on fire because you know what? You need to shoot it till it's dead. I didn't want to show too much broadside to this gentleman because he could just absolutely punish me. I'm going to take a shot in on this guy, and of course this is the moment where I lose track of how much I'm turning and what I'm about to run into. I should have maintained my angle to go around the island. Instead, I'm going to drive straight into it like an idiot. I also should have switched my secondaries a lot sooner once again to be on the destroyer. Oops, sorry for that sniffle. Fire pretty much everything at this gentleman, and he's not dead. I just need this guy dead as I get a high caliber due to my fire on this gentleman. Get a Kraken unleashed, and I get one fire. I'm gonna let it burn, or not gonna let it burn because you know I just that low health. As he finishes off the Cleveland, I run aground, and I'm like, well, I'm screwed. And then here we go with this guy with amazing goddamn accuracy. And what I mean by that is just look at all of the shells that are hitting me. There's one fire. I'm like, okay, I can survive one fire. Definitely could survive. Well, I'm dead. I can't survive 2 fires. I should have just taken a pop shot in the smoke to see where this guy was because I was as good as dead. But I'm too busy typing because he definitely came out to see where I was. And he sent the torpedoes earlier. The torpedoes at this point are just overkill. The fires would have got me. It's at this point where I'm like, you know what? I just lost the game for the team. If I would have lived, if I wouldn't have beached, if I would have just got the hell out of there, we probably would have won. We could have won. But instead, I ran aground after a mistake, umpteen, whatever. And I clearly lost the game. I'm going to take full blame. I lost the game. I'm not going to blame anyone else because clearly nobody else wanted to do anything really about him. I don't know why Kagero didn't want to go in. But whatever. I'm not going to subject you guys to 2 minutes of this guy running away while we get a camp. So now we are just going to check out the post-battle results. Now, if you look at all these big, shiny, stupid medals, this nice damage, all the ships, all these lovely ribbons, and my attitude is this. Oh, look, I'm the best loser. I still feel like this was completely my fault, even though it is a team effort. I feel that I failed to help my team secure the win. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care how you guys try to cut it. It's just how I personally feel. I've gotten in many arguments with Sneaky about, you know, all this damage farming, all these big numbers. Oh, you're losing, just go to damage farm mode. My attitude is always play to win, even if you're going to lose. The enemy team did. We had a ship advantage, we had a camp advantage. They played to win, and we didn't. A lot of mistakes were made. I'm also gonna, you know, I always play to win. That's just the way I am, and I will do whatever I have to try to get the win. If that includes sacrificing myself, instead of doing what a lot of the Unicums do and just go, oh, look, we're going to lose. It's just going to turn into a damage farming for me. Now, I hope you guys do learn from all my mistakes that I did make in a game, and if you saw plenty more that I didn't call out, please point them out in chat or in the comment section. We do appreciate all the support you guys do give us. We do love the replays you guys send us. The email for that is in the description down below. Please remember to compliment good teamwork, good team play. We are quick to report, slow to compliment. And in that note, guys, I hope you all have one heck of a great day, and I hope you all have a great weekend, because I highly doubt I'll get a cruiser game for you guys. But I will try. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button.